We are online. Are other people online? They're joining in now. We'll be starting in just a few moments for those of you who are joining online. It's okay. So we'll start, and welcome to everyone, those of you who are present here, those of you who are virtually present, and those of you who will be present at a future time watching this class. And the subject for this evening's class is freedom from karma. So what do you feel? What's it? What's your connect? Action, what we're a cyclic. What's your feeling when you hear the word karma? I mean, does it make you joyful and bubbly? Do you get all excited about it? From the back of the room, which was, okay, here we hear some nervousness, some anxiety. What are you anxious about?
I know that a karma is coming, I can feel it, and there's a certain resistance or trepidation, like a nervous.
Okay, so trepidation, like something's coming, my reaction to the concept, my karma. Let's make it personal, okay?
Yes, that's the gathering.
A sense of burden, anxiety because we don't know. You know, as Ishani was saying, you know, it's as though something is coming my way. Yeah, sometimes we talk about the karmic bombs. things that you just don't, or maybe we could call them landmines. They're kind of bare mind, and it's going to explode in our lives. So it's worrisome, it's unexpected, it's unknown. Is it in any way pleasant? Okay. When we think about karma, we normally think about my bad karma. Is that so? Like, what have I done in the past that I deserve my present? And in the Christian tradition, this is the concept of sin. Where did I go wrong that I am now receiving the punishment? There is an equal and opposite reaction. And what this means for us in our lives is that actions, this is something for those of you who are parents, it's a very important thing to be teaching children, that actions have consequences. And that it's not the job of the parents to eliminate, just, erase them for our children. This thing, my children, your thoughts and your actions have consequences. And these are what the consequences are. It's the melting of the glaciers, it's the tornadoes, it's the terremoto, it's the warming, it's very fine. The law of karma equals the law of grace. Grace. Then the consequences come to us to help us to reflect and to give us another opportunity and who fails some of his subjects. So what happens here in India if it failed? We're unhappy. We're here to be happy. God wants us to be happy. He know. And specifically the question he said, was I happier today than I was the day before? That I would like us to focus on in our lives is our good karma. Do you have good karma? Do you have good karma? I mean, here we are, and here they are, and we're together, and we're healthy, and there's many more gifts of good karma, because not only do we have good karma from the past, but we're creating good karma. Okay. Now, as you see, the ideal is not to create any karma. But that is a very, what should I say, elevated state. And on the way to Nishkam karma, let's think about good karma, because good thoughts and good actions bring us happiness and bring us closer to our true image of who we are. All of the qualities that we attribute to the Godhead are qualities that we possess. It might be strange to think of, it puts us in touch with the vibratory essence, which is the essence of the universe. The universe is vibration. The power, omnipotence. What technique gives us the awareness of our omnipotence? Free will. We're not going to talk a lot about it because this is just a very short inspiration. But free will is the greatest gift that human beings have been given by the divine. It is a gift that other forms of life do not have. The animals do not have free choice. They act on the basis of, instinct. On the basis of instinct. They don't have choice, but human beings have choice. And we choose, and as a result of our choices, they said, yes, human beings have free will, and we exercise it in this way and only in this way with our every thought and thought. There's our free will. And there's our point of reflection and our point of evaluating our actions. Okay. So let us be grateful for, and let's begin to look at the concept of karma as our second chance. Okay. The benevolent God, the loving God, the benevolent universe, giving us an opportunity to act properly. I've put a few words up on the board. We are going to be talking about action. But when we talk about the law of karma, it means something even more. It means action which has been motivated by personal desire. Now, when we take that very simple definition of Bhagavad Gita and about Krishna's teachings on karma yoga, about action, a very tiny amount of those seeds that will sprout on the field of our lives we will become aware of through life circumstances. Okay? So this is the grace that, and perhaps we will not deal with them successfully, but we are capable of dealing with them. And as I said, through life circumstances. Now, there's also just a little sideline, a side comment, spiritual mathematician to understand the law of karma. But there is mass karma, and we're experiencing it now, with this epidemic result of inharmonious thoughts and actions, and giving humanity an opportunity to reflect, more time at home, which gives us more time to reflect and to do our practices and to go inside and to spend time, as Master said. So we're having this opportunity. So again, bad karma of the virus coming and the opportunity that is coming with it to go deeper, to redirect our energies. Okay, so we have the prarabdha karma. And then there's a third kind of karma, and I'll speak briefly about each of the three kinds, which is called kriya mana karma. And that is the karma that we are creating now for the future. Now means in this incarnation, it means this day, it means tomorrow. It is the karma that we are creating for the future. Now let's go back to the sanchit karma. What can we do to become free from the sanchit karma? Meaning all those samskars that are not going to explode in this life. One thing is to recognize that we can't change the past. I mean, that's past. That's what we've done. But let us take heart in something that Sri Teshwarji says in the autobiography. And I'm very much fascinated by the one-line aphorism. It has 7 words in it. Always stood out to me as being great. Maybe it doesn't get unwound the whole way, but the more we do it, the more these vortices, rather than specific actions. Let me try to explain that. For example, is escaping, okay, or escapism, I call it. Now, the ways in which attach to the downward pool of Maya that is causing the soul to escape from unhappy, we begin to see these patterns. Another pattern could be, for example, negativity. I mean, which is a very broad thing, but it repeats itself in many different ways. It comes from the assumption that that life is out to get us. Yeah. So this negativity, that no matter what I do, it's not going to come out well, that there's always, in Italian, they say a fly in the salad. There's always something wrong, nothing's ever totally good. I mean, in Italian, you ask a person, how are you? And they might answer, not bad. Okay. Or they might answer, I'm getting along. From that attitude of negativity that, nothing can be really good. There's always got to be something wrong. Plain. It's negativity, it's too hot, it's too humid. The ocean's too loud. And we another pattern, for example, that would come up in the prarabdha would be failure or success. Now, mind you, in the prarabdha, the consciousness, they have energy, and the energy is working, and just works and works and works. Same thing with negative energy. It works and works. Another word for grace is love. I mean, God loves us. He wants us to overcome the karma. So Master continues, if you keep trying, one day a hand will reach down from the sky, from the heavens, and break the chains that bind you. Okay. That's almost an exact quote from Master. Okay. So we keep at it. We keep doing what the Guru has given us to do. Why do we have techniques? It's to overcome our karma. Okay. So, and we keep at it, and we get, it's called the tipping point in some fields. We get to the tipping point where we're going on the wheel of samsara. So every thought and every action has consequence. So what does the path of karma yoga tell us? It sounds real easy, and it's not. It's the tendencies that come from the past, but not necessarily what the dharma is. Karma is the past. Dharma are those actions that get us out of our past karma, the actions that bring us closer to God. Now, all of us here are engaged in good dharmic actions. And if you're not happy when you have a spiritual desire, and it's very strong in you, and it seems impossible for you to do it, you don't have time, you don't have money, your family's against it, your boss is against it. If it's a deep desire and it's for your spiritual good, see God as the doer. Those of you who knew Swami Kriyananda, or you see him through, and there's St. Peter, and St. Peter says, welcome, Joseph, glad to see you. God's a little busy right now, but he definitely wants to, and it's kind of dark and not very nice looking. And Joseph said, hey, Peter, what's behind there? Oh, no. And Peter said, oh, yeah, you did, many times. Every time you prayed for a car, you asked for, and we need. And there's wonderful things that God has for us when we let him and leave the results to God. If we don't do our best, we're going to be attached, because we're always thinking, oh, I could have been defending. We won't get anywhere. So we do it, we give it everything, and then let God take over. Because the energy, the love, the magnetism comes in. It's the tipping point. It's the God. He knows the math of the law of karma. We don't. Okay? And we give it to him. So these are just a few points. Most of all, let's remember that, as Swami would often remind us, God is on our side. The law of karma is not to squash us of that math. And they're bringing us exactly what we need for us to discover acceptance. And I highly recommend that sometime soon you just read that chapter, Acceptance. And the affirmation is, I am not conditioned by outward circumstances. And let's just look at that affirmation. I accept. This is a fabulous way to live. Karma, we can't change the past. I accept knowing that it's coming for my good. I accept with calm, not reacting, none of the, and he is shouldering as much as we are. So we have teachings that Savitri put together many years ago. I haven't studied that book, but you might look there. I don't remember the name of the book, but you can find it. Try there. Yes?
I don't know if I'll be able to express why, and in that state, there is no self. I mean, there is no
Ego.
separateness.
Yes.
So then, and I am not separate from him, even in the way I am. Then what if I give, to me, I mean, there's no, if I merge, then anyway, there's no me. And if there's right now.
So it's our perception of what is the experience today than I was yesterday, if not why. And so that begins the process of reflection, and thought that you were justified in doing so, but then you didn't feel very good about it. At the end of our life, each incarnation, we see all of these little things, you know. And Yogananda says it's good to see them every day. And then just note down a couple things that you notice in the day. You know, he's not saying sit there for an hour and analyze everything that happens. But no, just in the calm state of meditation, look back over your day. What stood out? And then just write it down. And in the beginning, and then we did this and that. But then after a while, things begin to fall in place. You begin to again and again. You know, the arguments, the disharmony, the whatever it is. But remember the concept impartiality. When we look back over the day, we don't want to, what should I say, replay it just as it was. We want to replay, I mean, just like I guess a sports coach would do, and say to the athlete, you see, right there, that's where the movement was wrong. Next time, do it this way. So think about it as being your own sports coach, your spiritual sports coach, and then just try it, try for how you can change and make yourself happier.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Pavan. One more question only, yes. Do by being a channel of light. I think that's the best thing that we can do. There are many ways of doing that. You know many of them from Master. There's the prayer, the peace and harmony prayer. Lord, fill this world with peace and harmony, peace. Big surprise that there's so many of you.
Us during your time in Shivani and Karma, by each of us being a channel for the light, and by feeling that light flowing into us through the medulla, flowing out through the hands, through the spiritual eye. And now we're focusing all of that energy on Shivani and her husband Arjuna as they travel back to their home in Italy. Oh.
Is it hard?